Newcastle United won, Arsenal nil, and Arsenal lose their first Premier League game this season in frustrating fashion, man. Oh, that was a tough watch. It's a tough watch for Arsenal fans because I come out from this game thinking, oh, we should not have lost that football match, man. Should not have lost that game. Now, congratulations to Newcastle. First of all, they were well worth their money. I think, to be honest, I don't think either team probably deserved to win off the balance. I think Arsenal probably deserved it more than Newcastle, to be honest with you guys. And that's not even me being biased in that one. I think we were the more controlling game, but Newcastle found a way to win it. And they played with emotion. They played with passion. Some might say over the edge. They did what it takes to win that football game. And look, I know a lot of Arsenal fans will come out from this game thinking, oh, Guimaraes should have got sent off. Oh, VAR, the goal shouldn't have counted. Now, I mirror all that. I think Bruno Guimaraes should have got sent off. I think the goal should not have counted. I think, the ball was off. I don't think it was a foul. I don't think that was the one that really annoys me. I think that was a fair challenge from Joelinton. I think it was the ball out of play. I think you can see from the camera angle, the ball is out of play. Like, you can see a gap between the ball and the white line. That's number one. And two, for me, it's offside, man. Like, for me, it's clear and cut offside. I'm going to talk about it more later on in the match reaction. But VAR in Stanley Park or Stockley Park, wherever the hell it is, man, how they judged it is saying, oh, there wasn't conclusive evidence. We're not sure if when the ball hit Joelinton, it was going to go forward. My friend, I'm not being funny, right? But let's be serious right now. It doesn't take you being a genius in physics to understand this. Why that goal was offside, in my opinion, was because that Ryan was ahead of the ball. So technically, Gabriel was the only Arsenal player behind the ball. And how it works is you need technically two players behind the ball for it not to be offside. But the reason you only say last man is because the goalkeeper tends to always be behind the ball. Do you get what I mean? Now, at Stockley Park or Stanley Park, wherever the hell it is, bro, they're saying that the goal counted because there wasn't enough evidence that Joelinton made a forward pass with it. Bro, the guy's standing forwards. If the ball comes off his knee, it has to go forwards as well. Am I the only one that's like that finds that hard to compute how it can't be offside? So how it can't be onside? If the man is standing forward, like if I'm standing like this and the ball's come off my knee, it's physically not possible for the ball to go backwards. It's not. It's come off my knee. If it bounced off my knee's facing forwards, the ball technically has to go forwards. There's no two ways about it. I don't know how they can't give that as offside. So look, the foul wasn't a foul in my opinion. I think it was a fair jump from Joelinton. I think the two things is I think the ball's well offside. Sorry, I think it's well offside with the Joelinton through to Anthony Gordon. And the second one is, man, I really think Joe Willock, the ball was off when he grabbed it. I thought there was a clear distinction. But look, that's just that decision. I think in terms of the other VAR decisions, yes, Bruno Guimaraes probably could have got sent off. But I'm not too mad about that because let's be real about it. Havertz should have got sent off as well. Not for the first challenge. The first challenge was a yellow. He made a second challenge about 5 minutes into the second half where he really should have got his second yellow, to be honest with you guys. Really should have got a second yellow. That was kind of similar to the Kovacic one. So yeah, I'm not mad about the two yellows on. If I think Havertz should have got sent off, I think Bruno Guimaraes should have got sent off. Both of them should have got sent off, in my opinion. So that cancels out. But I do think the goal shouldn't have been a goal. And the reason it annoys me so much, right, guys, is because I don't think there was an awful lot between these teams. I genuinely don't. I wouldn't have minded so much if Newcastle won 3-0 and that goal was one of the goals. Like, genuinely, that decision was the difference today between 3 points and 1 point. That genuinely was the decision for Newcastle, and same Arsenal 0 point or 1 point today. If that decision gets overturned, we probably leave with 1 point apiece, and it's probably a fair result on the balance of the game. But because that one decision would have given a goal, it's cost Arsenal a point and it's given Newcastle 3. And that's what really irritates me, because when I actually analyze this game, guys, I've said before, multiple streams, I can accept losing. I just don't like the manner in which Arsenal lose. That game in midweek against West Ham, I was so annoyed with the team because we did not play up for it whatsoever. Today, I'm not actually that annoyed with the team. Genuinely, I'm not. This is one of those games where we've lost it, but it doesn't irritate me that in terms of actually the team's performance. That's just one of those things. You're not going to go unbeaten all season. I made this point before. No team's going to go unbeaten this Premier League season. We're going to lose football matches. So genuinely, I'm not too annoyed with that one. Like, in the fact that how the team played. I don't think we deserve to lose this game based on our performance. I genuinely don't. I think on another day, a different referee probably gives that as a disallowed goal, and we walk away with a point from St. James's Park, which in my eyes is not a terrible result. But it's just the way it goes. It's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, right? So I'm not too distraught of the team's performance. I actually think Arsenal put in a really good shift. Really good shift. I thought we controlled that match. I thought first 5 minutes, Newcastle started really well. But the next 40 minutes, it was all Arsenal. We were controlling. We had possession. We were creating chances. I don't think we were peppering their goal, but we were getting in good areas. And look, the game will flip when Kai Havertz made the challenge. towards the end of the first half where he absolutely flew into the defender. Was it? I think it was Dan Burney flew into. Now, it's not a red card. It's a yellow card. Let's be real about it. But what that challenge did do is it got the crowd on their feet. And as soon as I saw that happen, it gave me clear parallels of what happened when Arsenal played Liverpool last year at Anfield, where for the first 40 minutes, we were all in control. It was our game to lose. This crowd were quiet. Then a stupid challenge from Xhaka got the crowd up at Anfield. And it was a similar thing here today with Kai Havertz. Clear challenge, right? Where he's just a bit late. Is it reckless? Yeah, probably it's a little bit reckless. But he's just late. It's not a red card by any stretch of imagination. His studs are not showing. It's just a late challenge. It's a little bit reckless. The crowd gets incensed. Everyone gets incensed. They start to lose their heads. And at the end of the day, they played their passion. And look, I have to commend Newcastle for that. Look, Newcastle, I'm a massive fan of them. I've said this for multiple times. I love the way Newcastle play. They play with emotion. And I like teams that play with emotion. I'm an emotionally driven football fan. That's why I don't like watching Man City. Now, I respect Pep Guardiola and Man City for all they've done. But if you ask me over the years, who do I like watching? It's always been Liverpool over Man City. It's Newcastle now. Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal. I like watching teams like that because we play with passion. And Newcastle and Arsenal today played with passion, played with emotion. The game was played with needle. It was played at 100% like speed. You get what I mean? The game was played with fire lit under it. It's like there was matches lit under that game. And that's how you want to watch every single football game. I don't like watching Man City because Man City play the game like robots. They take the emotion out of the occasion. Yes, more often than not, it's probably better to take emotion out of the game. But football at its purest form is an entertainment. It's an entertainment factor. That's why I can walk away from this game thinking, yes, we lost this game 1-0. But genuinely, that was one of my favorite games to watch this season. One of my favorite games. I was kicking every ball with the players. Genuinely, I was sitting on the edge of my seat, kicking every ball, saying, spread it, going for a challenge. It's like I was playing in that game. It's like I was in the stadium. And that's all I can ask for from a football game. Yes, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I love above everything else for my team to win this football match today. But I can't say I didn't enjoy it. For a 1-0, that was genuinely one of the most entertaining 1-0s you will ever get in football. Like, it had everything, that game. It had passion, it had a little bit of fights in there. It had the emotion involved, and I love watching that, man. I love watching that. And that's why Newcastle also I knew would be a good game. Just like Newcastle, Liverpool, just like Arsenal, Liverpool. When those three teams, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Arsenal, are my three favorite teams to watch in the Premier League because they play with emotion, man. I love the way they play the football game. Let me know if you agree in the live chat. And if you don't, let me know who you'd rather watch. But yeah, in terms of other performances on the pitch, right, I want to single out two players for Arsenal. Declan Rice and William Saliba. In my opinion, these are the only two players in that Arsenal team that I actually trust. Genuinely, guys. Declan Rice and William Saliba are the only two Arsenal players I actually trust in this football team. And when I say trust, I trust that no matter who we play, no matter what time the game is, no matter what occasion, no matter what season, no matter what weather, I can trust those two players to put in a shift and drop at least a 7 or 8 out of 10, at the very least. William Saliba, in my opinion, gets a 9 out of 10 today. I don't care that we lost 1-0. Saliba gets a 9 out of 10. If we'd obviously won the game, he probably would have got a 10 out of 10. That brother was immense, bro. Immense. Saliba is that good, man. Like, even the little things when Newcastle pressed us high, he's just so calm and composed on the football to get out of tricky situations and recycle the ball. And equally, Declan Rice. Declan Rice is him. He's literally him. Him and Saliba, leave the pitch, your heads held high. I think other players weren't at your level whatsoever. But that's what I'm saying. I only trust them. There's other players in the pitch, right? Even Saka, Martinelli, they go missing some games. Every Arsenal fan will admit that. Saliba and Gabriel are the only two players that will not go missing in that Arsenal team. And look, here's the thing. That's why I'm not too disappointed, because genuinely, but VAR decision, that in my opinion, was shoddy. That goal should not have counted in my eyes. And plus, look, I'd actually, even though I'm saying that, I don't want to take away from the fact that David Raya made a criminal error there. So I know I'm saying VAR messed up there, but also David Raya needs to hold accountability, because I've been told from every single Arsenal fan that's a David Raya fanboy that he's good with crosses. What was that today, bro? It's one cross in and he just missed the football. Like, he's missed the football. Does Edison do that? Does Alisson do that? Does Prime Kasper Schmeichel, Jens Lehmann, David Seaman do that? I don't think so. So we can talk about VAR, but if David Raya actually does what he's meant to do, which is take a step back and claim the football, VAR doesn't even get involved with that goal. Do you get what I mean? So I think David Raya's got to hold as much accountability as VAR there, if not more, because he's in control of his own actions. And he's made a terrible decision not to punch that ball away in my eyes, to be honest with you guys. So I think he's got to take a long, hard look at himself. So apart from individual errors, so David Raya won for not claiming the ball. Second one, Ben White for not engaging Joe Willock when he receives the ball. Bro was camping in his own box. My friend, you're the right back. Engage the man. Stop the cross. I think that's a big one. I think we messed up there. Another thing is that really annoyed me today, right? But overall, the performance was good. Make no mistake about it. I don't think we played badly today. I think on another day, in the alternate multiverse, if you believe in that theory, in the alternate universe, Rick and Morty's vibes, we would have won this game or got at least a point from it. Like, at least a point. This game was literally decided by VAR, by a goal that was a goal / not a goal / should have counted / shouldn't have counted. That's all that dictated the outcome of this football match. Nothing else. So I'm not too distraught with how the complexion of the game, how it turned out. I'm just annoyed by the little things. Another thing that really annoyed me today, though, from Arsenal, since I'm talking about it, crosses, man. How many corners and set pieces did we have today? So many. Now, I appreciate that Newcastle actually are one of the teams that defend corners pretty good. Corners, set pieces, they're pretty good at defending them. But we had so many set pieces today that we did not take advantage of. So many. Trossard at the end had about 4 set pieces he probably could have done better with. So that really does annoy me. And look, I know we didn't have many chances there. I know we can't sit there and go that we missed any clear-cut chances. But set pieces are like gold sometimes. You've got to take advantage of them more often than not. And we didn't at all today. So that really does irk me a little bit that we didn't quite take advantage of those set pieces. But look, it's one of those things. I want to congratulate Newcastle. Above all, I know congratulated them at the start of the stream, but I appreciate not everyone would have been in the stream when I said that. So yeah, I want to congratulate Newcastle above all for winning the game. I don't want to say they deserved it because I think a draw would have been a fair result, but they got the 3 points, and that's how the cookie crumbles. So I have to say congratulations to them. Big 3 points for them, especially bouncing back after obviously the loss against Newcastle, the loss against Borussia Dortmund, and the draw against Wolves on the weekend after. So for them to come back and get a victory at home, massive result for them. And I think they needed that, a real confidence boost to prove that they can beat a big team, because the games Newcastle have lost this season has been Man City, Liverpool, and Brighton. Those are the 3 games they've lost. So the fact that they've now gone and beaten a big team like Arsenal, I think that's a massive credit to Newcastle United, especially given that Arsenal beat them last season. So yeah, I've got to give them the utmost credit for that. Let's get into your comments zone. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe. My road to 5,000 subscribers for Premier League and Arsenal match reactions. Tommy, appreciate your stream, my friend. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. That defeat was coming for Arsenal. Got away with it at the bridge. I agree. I do agree with you. I think our performance was much better today, though. Much better today than it was at Stamford Bridge. I don't want to conflate the two by any stretch of imagination, but I do agree. Now, I've heard people say that, Arsenal have not played well this season. Now, I agree with you 100%. I don't think that we haven't played well. I just think we've tried to go boring. Last season, Arsenal were ferocious in how we started the season. We were going all guns blazing, tit for tat, attack v defense some games. Whereas now, I think Arteta's assessed it and gone, he's trying to shore it up a bit more. The stats showed on the screen, Arsenal's got one of the best defensive this season. In the first half, Newcastle did not have a shot on target. Tell me how often that happens. Newcastle at St. James's Park not having a shot on target. We limited them to 4 shots in the first half. And 4, let's be real, half chances. So I don't think Arsenal have got worse at going forward. I just think Arsenal have got more boring. I think we tried to be too defensive at times. And I think we needed that. I do think we need to shore up defensively. But I think we took the wrong approach. I think we should exemplify our attacks. We're so good going forward. Last season, how many games were we ripping apart the opponents? You think of Liverpool at home, right? Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard combining for the first goal. Now, I appreciate injuries are hindering us a bit. Partey, Gabriel Jesus, Odegaard was missing today. 3 players we dearly missed in the football team. But I do think overall that we're just a bit more boring, and we're a bit more defensively astute, and we're a bit more like shoring it up, where we're trying now to defend properly before we go forwards. That's why we're not even scoring early goals anymore. When's the last time Arsenal scored a goal in the first 15 minutes? I can't remember it. Every game, it feels like we're trying to grind out results. So I do think Arsenal need to take our foot off the handbrake a little bit. Now, I appreciate against Newcastle, you don't want to go all guns blazing because you'd get found out. But I do think once we changed our formation and our team selection, halfway through the second half, actually I say halfway, around the 75th minute when Jorginho came off with Nketiah and we ended up with Declan Rice as a lone midfielder in there, we looked much better, much better. Now, that might be because Newcastle were dropping into their defensive shape to try and shore out the victory. But I do think we had more control in that game actually when Declan Rice was playing as a lone pivot, and it allowed Havertz and Vieira to be a bit more attacking. I think that favoured us more, to be honest. So look, I think maybe we just need to play with the handbrake down sometimes. Maybe it's just one of those things. Our next game, look, is Burnley at home in the Premier League. Obviously, we've got Sevilla in the Champions League as well. We need a response. But now, that game against West Ham looks bad because we lost to West Ham in the Carabao Cup and we lost again today. So that's 2 defeats and a bounce for us. So look, we're now Tottenham are the only unbeaten team in the Premier League. So it's not great, man. It's not great. Jeff, appreciate your stream, my friend. They're doing really well. He's your favourite Newcastle player, but he could have easily been off in the first half. I'm just relieved that he wasn't. Yeah, look, I love Bruno Guimaraes to bits, man. I love him to bits. Now, I know I'm an Arsenal fan, and as an Arsenal fan, I should probably hate him right now after how dirty he was. But Me, I love players with passion. I just love it. Players with passion is just something I always gravitate towards. That play that needle. Yes, sometimes you need to control it, and I'm all for players that have a controlled sense and understand the game and don't let it get to their heads. And look, I'll be the first to admit that Bruno Guimaraes did let the game get to his head. He was definitely, his head was spun. First half, his head was spun big time, and he probably should have got sent off. Let's be completely honest about it. But I will never ever talk bad about a player that plays with passion. Never ever. And I love that. And I would love to have that in our team. Look, guys, I was halfway through that game. I was sitting there contemplating it, thinking, Havertz should have got taken off in my eyes. I think first off, I would have taken Kai Havertz off the pitch, to be fair, because I thought he was far off it, to be honest with you guys. I thought he played well, but it's like his head was gone. And second half, he made a really bad challenge. Let's be honest with it, guys. Taking my bias out of it, he should have got sent off. That should have been a second yellow. I think the fact that the ref gave advantage probably saved his skin, to be honest with you guys. Let's be real about it. So he should have come off. And that's something I said, okay, Havertz should get subbed off. But who do we bring on? Do we bring on Vieira? No, because he's too weak. He's too soft for a game like this. Do we bring on, who else? Trossard? No, he's not really a centre midfielder. Do we put Havertz up front? No, but he needs to come off the pitch. So I was sitting there thinking, who do we bring on? And I don't like going into the past, obviously, but I sat there and said, you know what? This game would have been perfect for Granit Xhaka. Perfect for Granit Xhaka. Don't you think? He would have thrived in the cauldron of St. James's Park. He would have absolutely thrived here today, Granit Xhaka. But look, that's one of those things. He's moved on, and we've got to move on as well. But I do think that we need a bit more passion in our squad, Arsenal. We need some more emotion in our team. So look, I do think, to be fair, that Bruno Guimaraes probably should have got sent off, but Havertz should have got sent off as well. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that the VAR was horrible for that one. Oh, I should have sent him off, because look, Havertz should have gone as well. If there's anything I'm arguing against VAR for, it's for the goal. That I don't know how it was a goal. The ball went off the pitch and it was offside. Let me go through again, actually, since those of you would not have seen me at the start. Guys, this is my explanation of how Newcastle's goal 100% should not have stood. First of all, they're analysing three things. I'm going to talk through all of them individually. One, the ball out of play. In my eyes, that ball was out of play, man. You can see a clear difference between the ball off the pitch and the white line. You can actually see the gap right there. So for me, the ball's off the pitch. I think Joe Willock knows it himself, to be honest. So that's number one, the ball's off the pitch. Second one, we've got the foul. In my eyes, that was not a foul. That was clean. That was just Joelinton winning it more than Gabriel. So that's fine. The foul is okay. That wasn't a foul one bit. But the third one, this, for me, is offside. Not how it works is this, guys. Everyone knows that offside, you have to be in front of the last man to be onside. Everyone knows this, right? But what not a lot of people understand is that because the goalkeeper is actually more not in his goal, the goalkeeper actually is one of the players that is playing you onside, if you get what I mean. You actually need two players to be onside. Two. Now, this was one of those rare occasions where David Raya was ahead of the football. So technically, Gabriel was the last man. So Anthony Gordon was in an offside position. That was clear as day. The question mark was whether Joelinton was passing the ball forwards or not. Because the only way you're not offside is if you pass the ball backwards. If you passed it forwards, it would have been offside. Now, VAR in Stockley Park are arguing that they can't rule it as offside because there's not conclusive evidence of which direction the ball is going in once it comes off Joelinton's leg. And in my opinion, that is a disgrace. Let me explain why, guys, right? I study engineering, but that's out of the equation. You don't need to be a physicist, an Isaac Newton, an Albert Einstein to understand momentum and understand physics to the minutest degree. You just need to bang together two brain cells to understand this, right? So if Joelinton is facing forwards, the brother's facing forwards, yeah? He's facing like this. If the camera that I'm looking at right now is the goal, he's facing this. He's not 100% forward, but his body's in a forward motion. If the ball's dropped off his thigh, how can it go backwards? If your thigh is facing forwards and the ball's colliding with your thigh, it can only go in a forwards direction. I can't kick a ball forward and it flies backwards. The ball's not going to bounce off my leg and go backwards. That makes no sense. Of course the ball's going in a forward motion. It's how his body was positioned. You don't have to look at the cameras to understand that. If his body's positioned forward and the ball's come off his thigh, it's traveling in a forward motion. Come on, am I the only one that thinks that that's so obvious? So clearly the VAR officials not only have messed up there in terms of not knowing the offside rule, they're messed up in the fact that they need to go back to school and understand how physics works again. Because that for me is blatant offside. Now, I need to watch it again maybe because obviously I was heated in the moment as when it happens. But I do think for me, as soon as I saw that, as soon as I saw VAR said checking for offside, I was like, perfect. They're checking for offside. They understand it's going to be offside. Perfect. Goal's going to get chalked off and we go again. But they didn't. They gave it as a goal, and they lost about 5 minutes checking it. They were checking this, they were checking that. VAR was saying this was allowed, this wasn't allowed. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Even Gary Neville in commentary was like, I'm not sure, bro. And he's meant to be a football expert, giving his thoughts. So who knows nowadays? Now, it's the VAR decision that's gone against us. Now, I'm not digging out VAR necessarily just for this one, because make no mistake about it, those of you that have been up to date with this channel know that I've been on VAR's case for the longest time. I've dropped multiple videos on VAR already, man. From the first game of the season I watched. And when Man United played Wolves on Monday Night Football, I was digging out VAR all along. Now, am I anti-VAR? I'm actually not. Genuinely, guys, I'm not anti-VAR. I'm anti the officials. We saw Anthony Taylor get demoted to the Championship already early in the season for his bad decisions. And to be honest with you guys, I think there was at least 5 or 6 others that could have gone down with him. At least 5 or 6 others. When are you going to start importing referees from other countries? Because the English refs are not good enough. They're not good enough, man. I'm Turkish, right? I watched Turkey play Croatia in the what's called Euro qualifiers. Anthony Taylor was the referee. I thought I'd escaped the referees from the Prem when I went to watch Euros, and he was there. He was refereeing the game, and he gave Croatia a penalty. And when VAR looked at it, it was nowhere near a penalty. It was nowhere near. They overruled it. But the thing is, he booked so many Turkish players for protesting, and they were right. And he didn't even get rid of the yellow cards afterwards. So to be honest with you guys, I've got more of a beef with the referees than actual VAR. I think the referees using the technology are wrong, because VAR is technology. It's binary. It's ones and zeros. It's black and white. It's only how good you utilize it. Now, you give a man that's not got a driving license a Ferrari and he crashes it. Do you blame the Ferrari or do you blame the driver? The Ferrari is fine. The technology is fine. It's the driver that's the problem. You get me to try and analyze, I don't know, you get me to try and code something from Microsoft. Is the Microsoft computers broken, or is it the fact that I can't code? Do you get what I mean? So I'm not actually against the VAR in that respect. I'm against the officials that are implementing VAR. I think they've got to look at themselves. I think they're far off it, man. Far off it. I think the refereeing in this country is a disgrace. More often than not, we talk about the referees. When I watch Arsenal or any team in the Champions League, I rarely talk about the referees. Guys, those of you that have been here before know when I review the games after live on my channel, how many games in the Champions League that I review do I talk about the referees? Rarely. But whenever it comes to the Premier League, every game I'm talking about the refs. Every game. I think Fulham versus Man United was the only game I didn't talk about referees. Genuinely. I think it was the only game I did not talk about referees. Every other game, referee this, referee that, bad decision this, bad decision that, VAR in, VAR out. It's all about the referees. So yeah, I think there's a lot to contemplate at that one. And the reason it annoys me so much is because this was not Newcastle running over Arsenal and deserving the victory. I genuinely think that decision was the difference today. That decision was genuinely the reason between Arsenal getting 0 points or 1 point. If that decision goes in Arsenal's favour, we walk out here with at least a point. Because Newcastle created nothing this game. Created absolutely nothing. If anything, Arsenal created more chances. I think Arsenal probably on the balance of play deserved the win more than Newcastle. I'm not going to sit here and say we clear-cut deserved the victory, because I don't think that was the case. But I think we deserved the win more than Newcastle did. I think a draw would have been at least a fair result. And I'm not even criticising the team, because in my eyes, right, Arsenal did not even play that bad today. Against West Ham, I criticised the team. But today, I'm not even getting on the team's case. Yes, individual errors from Ben White not closing down Joe Willock and David Wright not clearing the cross has cost us. But VAR also has also attributed to that. I think overall our team performance was actually quite good. So I'm not by any stretch of imagination going to dig out the referee or VAR. So I'm not going to dig out the Arsenal teams as much for this one, because this is just one of those games. If we have a better VAR decision in our favour, we walk out of it with at least a point, which in hindsight is a good result at St James's Park. But yeah, keep your thoughts coming, guys. I want to see all of them. RG12, appreciate John Schumann. I think they're doing really well. I feel so numb right now. Brother, same, man. When I came upstairs to do my to do my review after watching the game, I felt frustrated inside. I pent up frustration, man. Pent up frustration, because this wasn't a game we deserved to lose, man. Like against West Ham, I was annoyed, right? But I was annoyed because our performance was crap. That's why I was annoyed. Today I felt, I don't want to say cheated, because cheated's a bit far. I don't think it was as far as cheated. I don't think we got robbed today. But I just felt hard done by. You felt, it's one of those things, right, where you revise for a test all day, every day, thinking, oh, putting blood, sweat, and tears, revising for this test, and you walk out with a grade you didn't want. That's what it feels like. I feel like we put in such a good performance today, where we weren't free-flowing, we didn't pepper their goal, but we were really astute and controlled, and we sucked the life out of St James's Park, and we played the game with the right level of emotion, enough to play with passion, but not enough to lose our heads and get red cards. I thought we managed the game perfectly from start to finish, but we just didn't quite have that final edge, and a minuscule VAR decision and a minuscule millimetre between the ball being off the pitch and on the pitch has had a magnitude effect in causing us to drop at least a point at St. James's Park. So that's what annoys me, because I just feel like so hard done by of the slight margins. But it's one of those things, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's why we love this sport. Football's a game of surprises. You can't expect anything nowadays. Geordie, appreciate John Streamer, friend, doing really well. Big up you as well, man. Big up Newcastle. Congratulations on the win. I will say that I know I'm an Arsenal fan, but congratulations to Newcastle on the victory. I'm not going to say deserved, but you won the game, so that's how it works. What a game, mate! If you guys really played well. Yeah, I think both teams were at it. I thought Arsenal were better than Newcastle, but I thought the game was played really well, and that's why I come back to my point, right? That's why I always say my three favourite teams to watch in the Premier League is Arsenal, Liverpool, and Newcastle United, because they play the game with emotion and play the game with passion. And this game, just like Liverpool versus Newcastle a month or so back, was played with passion. And I love that, man. I love watching a game where there's passion involved from both sides. Everyone's going for it. Everyone's on fire, diving into challenges. Everyone's defending each other, playing for the badge. And I love that, man. So, yeah, what a brilliant game. Like I said, this is probably the most entertaining 1-0 you'll watch all season long. I love this, man. I will watch this over any other game. I know some people like the tactical battles like I liked Arsenal versus Man City because they were tactical. Neither team was really, teams were just cancelling each other out. And it was a real tactical battle in midfield. I prefer games like this personally, where it's just stretched. Either team going for each other, a lot of fights in midfield, a lot of anger coming out, passion, emotion. Who's going to blink first? I like these type of games, man. I like the games where it's fueled with a fire under it. Someone's lit a match underneath the game, and I think that's what happened today. So I really enjoyed it. I don't think we deserve to win the game, but we didn't deserve to lose. RD12, look, I hear your point. I don't think we deserve to lose either. I think if we won the game, no one would have complained. Let's be real about it. I think Arsenal deserved the victory more than Newcastle. I will say that. I do agree with you in the sense that we didn't deserve to lose. And I think Newcastle probably didn't deserve to lose either. But I think between the two teams, I think Arsenal deserved the victory more than Newcastle. But look, stats is one thing, XG is one thing, etc. The only thing that matters is the score in the top left corner, right? And they won the game. So you got to congratulate them for that. From what I saw, I couldn't tell if the ball was over the line. For me, when you freeze frame it, right? Because VAR freeze framed it, there was a clear gap between the ball. You saw grass and then the white line. I'm not seeing things. Like someone will pull up screenshots on Twitter or Instagram, etc. There was a gap between the ball, the grass, and the line. But the annoying one for me is not even that. It's the offside for me. I think that was clearly offside. Clearly offside. I think I'm still in confusion if it's really out of play. If they provide the top angle, then I will come to a conclusion. Let's see. And this is the thing, right? They just didn't have an angle. I guarantee they just did not have an angle they were confident with. So they just called it as it was. They just called it as they thought it was. But I think it was offside, in my opinion, man. Offside, the ball over the line, I think we were really hard done by. When you've got 3 things you need to look at, surely at that point, you've got to understand that it's a dodgy goal. When you're looking at ball over the line, offside, and a foul, you're looking at 3 things right there. Some alarm bells got to be ringing upstairs thinking, come on, man. There's 3 different things they're looking at right now. Like, surely one way or another, this goal cannot count when there's 3 debatable things going on. The Real Poison Super from Twitch. Appreciate you stream, my friend. Of course, streaming on Twitch as well as streaming on YouTube right now. Was waiting for you to go live. Heard some delusional people saying Arteta out. Not me, man. Arteta was not a fault today. This was a good look, guys. We played well today. Like, I thought our performance was good. Before the game, I saw certain fans on Twitter say our lineup was bad. I didn't comment on our lineup because I thought our lineup was actually decent today. I don't think it was a bad lineup. I would personally prefer to play Havertz down the middle. That's what I would have done. But now I understood that Odegaard was out injured. We had to play Havertz in the team as a number 10 because who else? Would you rather play Vieira? I'd rather play Havertz than Vieira because at least Havertz has some kind of size to him and can fight in that midfield. I thought Havertz played well today. Bar his head loss a little bit at the end of the first half and start of the second. I thought Havertz actually played quite well. He got his foot stuck in. He was getting involved with the game. Yes, he wasn't amazing, but you would say for 65 minutes he needs to offer more going forwards. But he set the bar so low after his first 10 games at Arsenal that a game where he runs around and gets stuck in my eyes, is actually a good game. So the only way it's up for Kai Havertz, to be honest with you guys. But I'll be honest with you right now, yeah? I do think Arteta is not to blame for this. I'm not blaming Arteta one bit. He set up the team nice. The performance was good. We controlled the football game. We just made individual errors. And what can Arteta do, guys? What can he do? And guys, look, I'm not even the biggest Arteta in fan. Some of my friends will know that I'm actually... Look, I am Arteta in, but I'm not like, oh, Arteta all the way to the bank, 100% faith in Arteta. That's my guy for life. I'm actually a bit more reserved. I'm a bit more, not on the fence, but I'm a bit more balanced. I'll see both ways as it is. I'm not getting on Arteta one bit today. I'm not getting on his case one bit because let's be real about it, guys. Yeah, what cost us today? Kai Havertz getting stuck in and getting the crowd riled up, just like Anfield last season.
What's Arteta got to do for that? That's individual decision. Then we've got Ben White not closing the man and Ryan not punching the ball away and VAR making bad decisions. 4 things have impacted how this game went. That's the only difference. This wasn't our team set up badly. It was only an individual error from Ben White not to close down Willock and Ryan not to punch away the ball. That was the only 2 things that cost us. Just individual mistakes. Other than that, I thought we were set up perfectly. And if we nick a goal in the counter-attack, you'd say it's a fantastic 1-0 away day performance. So I'm not getting on Arteta's head one bit. I thought Arteta managed the team perfectly today. I thought he was in complete control of how the game went. So yeah, I've complete faith in Arteta so far until he proves me otherwise, until he doesn't win a trophy this season or the season after. Until then, I've got faith in my manager, man. What do you think of my team winning 6-1? I didn't watch the game. I'll be real, I did not watch the game because I was expecting you guys to win. I'll be completely honest. But I've heard that Doku had a really good game from what I've been hearing. He got like 5 goal assists, something like that. But yeah, I did not watch the game, to be honest with you. I knew you were going to win, bro. It's Bournemouth at home. I'm not watching Man City play Bournemouth at home. I'm sorry, man. If I wanted to watch a demolition, I'd be watching like WWE or something like that, man. So yeah, I skipped that one. I think I had a nap actually. How do you make 3 clear VAR checks and not get one right? That's a good one. That's a good one. I think, look, to be fair, I think the foul wasn't a foul. The foul's the only one I'm not annoyed with. I'd be real. I think that was just stronger from Joe Linton. The foul is not a problem. I think it was clean. It was the ball going over the line and the offside that I've got contention with, to be honest with you guys. I think both of those were dodgy. Arsenal controlled most of the first half, but neither side had any real chances. I agree with that. That for me is the perfect analysis of how the first half went. Perfect analysis. Second half was the same. To be honest, I think we had a bit more control in the second half. Look, guys, did Newcastle actually have a chance today? Did they really? Let's be real. The goal was the only chance they had. That was it. And they'll have an XG of like 1 because it was in front of the goal. But I don't think Newcastle had a chance today, to be honest with you guys. Not really a chance. Debatable. It depends who we play. If we play dog crap club, expect it to be dry. Big club, it's close. Difference between us is City don't lose to small clubs like West Ham. Nah, City are just boring to watch, bro. I'll be real. City are boring to watch, man. Especially when you go 1-0 up. I've never enjoyed watching Man City play. Never. And you can call me an anti-pep, anti-football. Bro, I'll be real with you right now. Genuinely be honest, right? Congratulations to Pep Guardiola and congratulations to Man City. They're the best team in the Premier League. Yes, I understand that. But you're boring. Let's be real about it. Man City are boring to watch. You can have all the points you want. You're boring, bro. Like, even when I watch in the heyday Liverpool, Man City play football, I would always rather watch Liverpool play than Man City play. Always. I've told you guys, my 3 favourite teams to watch in the Premier League are Newcastle, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Those are my 3 favourite teams to watch because they play the game of emotion. They play the game of passion. It's not robotic. It's not just everyone's been programmed to pass here and cut in here and pass there. The teams play a bit more dynamic and it's a bit more free-flowing. It's played with passion. It's played off the cuff. It's played a bit more like a freestyle. And that's my favourite teams to watch. Whereas City is a bit robotic. Everyone knows their job. Everyone's just like the Terminator, okay? Bernardo Silva's got the ball. I'm going to run here, get the ball, turn, pass it here. It's like robots playing football. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows their job. And you're playing Bournemouth today. Who tuned in to watch that? Be real. I'm not watching Man City play Bournemouth. It's going to be a win. Like, they're going to win the game, man. Like, what am I wasting my time watching 90 minutes when I know Man City are going to win the game? If I watch Man City, I watch them play a big team. I'm not watching them play Bournemouth at home, man. Let's be real about it right now. Whereas I'd watch Arsenal play Bournemouth. I'd watch Liverpool play Bournemouth. So I think it's a bit more debatable how that game goes. In 8 minutes stoppage time, I was literally in shivers, mate. Good defense from my lads. Yeah, I'll give Newcastle a heap of credit for that. I do think they locked up really good. Really good in that second half defensively. I thought Newcastle were well on job, man, to be smart in the sense they played football. Really smart in the sense they were controlling the game in the fact that they never let Arsenal really go at them full-fledged. Newcastle went back into a defensive shell. In my eyes, it was too early. I sat there and I said, it's a bit early to go back into your defensive shell, to be honest. I would keep going at Arsenal at least for a bit, but they really retreated into their defensive shell with about 15 minutes to go. But they defended really well. Because when you defend deep, you have to defend well. Because Arsenal are really good at actually capitalizing on teams playing the low block sometimes. We actually do really well to score last-minute goals when teams defend too deep. Because what Arsenal do is the wingers stay wide and they just start coming in and in and in. And what happens is, right, is the defense gets narrower and deeper and they get basically condensed and compressed into their own 18-yard box. I thought Newcastle did really well to defend everything. Arsenal had so many crosses in that second half, especially corners, bro. How many set pieces could you ask for? We had so many set pieces that we just flung in there and we just could not get the better of them. I couldn't believe it, man. And then, and also I want to make another point about this, because I know some people are going to make the point saying, oh, but Man City win trophies, so I'd rather win trophies and play boring football than not win trophies. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I'm not getting on Man City's back one bit for this. Make no mistake about it. Me saying that I think Man City are boring is genuinely not me, by any stretch of imagination, like disregarding or disrespecting them one bit. It's just how I see it. Maybe the fact they're too good makes them boring. Maybe that's the case. Genuinely, that could be the case. But I just don't enjoy watching Man City play. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Yes, they're a fantastic team. In my eyes, last season, I've come on this channel, those of you that were here from last season wouldn't hear me say that. I think Man City at the end of last season was genuinely one of the best teams I've seen in my lifetime, my own two eyes. Best Premier League team ever. For that last 3-4 months, they were superb, man. They were blitzing everyone, every competition. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Liverpool, just wiping them, not even just beating those teams, demolishing them 4-1, 4-0, wiping the floor with good football teams that they were making look second, third rate. So, look, I'm not saying that Man City are not a good football team. Definitely not. They're an unbelievable football team. But they are boring to watch. That's just my thought process on it. That's just my opinion. And yes, it wins trophies. And yes, I'd rather be boring than win trophies. Make no mistake about it. But that's just how I see it, man. That's just my opinion. Masareka, I appreciate your stream. I think they're doing really well. The VAR is still having problems. I'm not sure. Bro, VAR is having problems every week, mate. Every single week, VAR is having problems. Why when I watch the Champions League games, do I never talk about VAR? Why when I'm watching the Champions League? I'm watching Arsenal Sevilla midweek. I watch Newcastle Dortmund as well. This week I'm streaming. By the way, guys, Monday I'm streaming Tottenham v Chelsea. Tuesday, Dortmund versus Newcastle. And Wednesday, Arsenal versus Sevilla. Those 3 games are being streamed on this channel. I guarantee I'll talk about VAR more in the Tottenham v Chelsea game than I will in the Newcastle Dortmund game and the Arsenal Sevilla game combined. I guarantee it. When it comes to the Premier League and the Premier League referees, they're incompetent. They're incompetent, bro. They don't know what they're doing. They're just freestyling it, man. And I feel sorry for them. Like Anthony Taylor got demoted to the Championship. And I'll be real, bro. At least 5 or 6 refs could have gone down with him. At least he went down. He's the scapegoat. But genuinely, I think 5 or 6 could have gone down with him. The Donny from the game between Tottenham and Liverpool, he should have got relegated. You look at is that Simon Hooper? Simon Hooper should have gone, bro. Like I think Michael Oliver's the only one that's not even like that dodgy, but even he's dodgy, bro. He's the best out of a bad bunch. I think it's about damn time we import referees, man. Get them from foreign countries. Best league in the world. You need the best referees as well. Start bringing the referees in from other places because they're not good enough, man. Not good enough one bit. Or get female referees involved. Why not, man? They can't be worse than the male referees. I'm not even like, I'm not even trying to mock it right now. Like genuinely, they can't be worse than the male referees we've got going right now. Why not get a female referee involved, man? There was one on the touchline for the game between Fulham and Manchester United. Why not, man? I agree on favourite teams to watch: Arsenal, Newcastle, especially at home, and Liverpool. City is expert but boring. Agree 100% with this, man. This statement 100% agree. W over Ramsdale. Don't talk about Ramsdale's pens. My nan could even save them. Yeah, but let's be real. I'm not getting on Ryan's case, but he should have done better with that cross. Let's be real about it right now, guys. The guy, he's gone to punch the ball away and completely missed it. Like, bro, but I hear Arsenal fans all over saying that David Raya is good at crosses. The main reason he's better than Ramsdale is for his commanding attributes, especially in the box from clearing crosses. What did he do today in terms of crosses? Yes, he made a couple of good stops, but he gave away a goal. Like, bro, the ball's been hung in the air. It's not a fast cross. It's a looping cross. And he's got all the time in order to judge it. And he goes to punch it and misses the whole ball. I don't get it. Like, bro, you're a goalkeeper. What do you train every day to do? Like, clear crosses, man. Punch it to safety. I thought that was really annoying, man, from David Ryan. Yes, I think VAR is going to get a brunt to the blame, but I think him and Ben White for not closing down the man and David Ryan for not clearing the ball, I think they've got to take a lot of the blame as well because they were a big reason for why we didn't get any result from this game today, man. Big reason. Yeah, that one you guys need to work on. You got lots of set pieces, but can't convert into a goal, to be honest. Yeah, we should have done better, man. Should have done much better. Saliba and Joe Linton had a massive collision in the first half, and then were the best players for their sides today. Yeah, I thought Joe Linton was decent, but I thought Saliba in particular was superb today, man. Saliba and Declan Rice. This is what I said before, guys. The only 2 Arsenal players I actually trust are Saliba and Declan Rice. They're the only 2 players I trust in this Arsenal team. Every other player has a bozo moment in them. They have a dodgy moment in them where they'll go missing in a game, or they'll do something stupid like give the ball away, or miss an open goal, or something crazy like that. Saliba and Declan Rice are the only 2 Arsenal players that I trust game in, game out, no matter what the weather, no matter what the time, no matter what the opponent, no matter what the occasion, the season. It does not matter. Saliba and Declan Rice, I know will put in a good shift and drop at the very least a 7 or 8 out of 10. I know that for a fact. I'm giving Saliba a 9 out of 10 today. I know we lost the game, but Saliba was superb. Superb. He won every single duel. He was clearing the balls away. Even when Newcastle pressed him, he was press resistant, getting the ball up and passing out of their press. He was brilliant, man. Saliba is actually a Rolls-Royce defender. So good. So, yeah, I think Saliba, regardless, him and Declan Rice, 100% faith in them. Every other player I worry about. I'll be real. And that's not me saying they're bad players. Not by any stretch of imagination. Ben White's solid. Gabriel's solid. Tomiyasu are solid players. But be honest, Arsenal fans. Be 100% honest. In a one-on-one, who do you want defending it? It's either Saliba or Declan Rice. Gabriel, you don't trust him 100%. You don't. Be real. Do you trust Gabriel? Do you trust Tomiyasu? Do you trust Ben White? You definitely don't trust Zinchenko. Don't get me started on that, brother. He can't defend for his life. So I do think, to be honest with you guys, yeah, Saliba and Declan Rice are the only two Arsenal players that I really have utmost faith in that they're gonna put in a good shift. And if it's a one-on-one, I have faith they're gonna keep out Newcastle. They're gonna keep their heads. So yeah, I think them two I'll give a good match rating to. Boyos, appreciate your stream. I think they've been really well. Los Boyos Hermanos, Breaking Bad reference, I'm pretty sure. I missed this match. Can someone give me a summary? Okay, I'll give you a quick summary, guys. Anyone that missed the match, 60-second summary. Newcastle, Arsenal at St. James's Park. Feisty occasion, passion, emotion from both sides flying in. The game was controlled by Arsenal, but then Havertz makes a late challenge, reckless but not dangerous, gets a deserved yellow card. Newcastle players, they're not having it. They're absolutely disgraced by what Havertz has done. They're flying over to the referee. Turns out 3 of those players get a yellow card. So actually good ROI, return on investment for Havertz's challenge. He gets booked as well. After that, Newcastle were up for it. Bruno Guimaraes lost his head a little bit, but for the most part, they kept 11 players on the football pitch, and that was the main thing. Come down to the second half, again, tit for tat. Arsenal still had an element of control, but Newcastle was still fighting. And out of nowhere, Newcastle get a goal. It was a bit of a clumsy mistake. I believe it was Jacob Murphy, flashes the ball across the box. Joe Willock keeps it keeps it on the pitch. Debatable, but they say he keeps it on the pitch. He then gets it back across goal, and David Raya misses the ball. It comes off Joelins, who beats Gabriel in the air, and Anthony Gordon is there to sweep it home. After that, Arsenal pushed and tried to get a goal back, but never really looked like breaking down Newcastle. And on the balance of play, Newcastle get the victory. Is it deserved? Probably not. I'd say a draw is a fair result, but they get the win, and that's all that matters. Eddie Howe is delighted. Newcastle win 1-0, mate. That's the summary. Please don't ask any further information. Then why am I hearing all this VAR is disgrace stuff? For the goal. Goal is a stinker. I know some Arsenal fans say that, what's the guy's name? Bruno Guimaraes got sent off. Yeah, he probably should have, but let's be real about it right now, yeah? Havertz should have got sent off as well. Not for the first challenge, because that first challenge was a yellow. But he made a second challenge straight after the second half, where he should have got sent off, to be honest with you guys. That should have been a second yellow. So, yeah, I think both Havertz and Bruno Guimaraes were very lucky to still be on that football pitch. Very, very lucky. Jangan Debaka, you say no. I'm not sure what to, though. So you disagree with something I said, but I'm not sure what. But yeah, I appreciate you joining the stream. That's why I'm telling you to not ask any further. I'm also still in confusion if it's out of play or not. Yeah, bro. I mean, look, it's still debatable. I think it shouldn't have counted, but there we go, man. It's just one of those things. Bruno's biggest drawback is that he doesn't control his emotions and gets way too many cards. Now we'll miss the next match. Fortunately, it's Bournemouth. I've got a theory, guys. I've got a theory, yeah? High key, I think he got a yellow card on purpose. I think he did a Mourinho. You know when Mourinho told Sergio Ramos, and I think it was, who else was it? Was it what's the guy's name? Not Casemiro. Who's that brother they have in CDM? I forgot, the Brazilian guy. I think he told him to get a yellow card on purpose, Bruno Guimaraes. I think he said, you know what? I'm on 4 yellow cards. I'm going to miss a match. Let me miss Bournemouth. Because at least if I miss Bournemouth, we should win that game regardless. But I can be back then with a fresh set of cards for the next game to go for. So I think he low-key wanted to get yellow cards today. Because there's no way Bruno Guimaraes, there's no way he shouldn't have got yellow cards today, bro. The amount of challenges he put in. He elbowed, what's it called? Not elbowed. He forearmed, what's the guy's name, man? Jorginho. He kicked the ball at Havertz. He basically he stiff-armed anyone that watches American football. He stiff-armed Vieira. The problem, how is he not getting a yellow card in that game? I genuinely think he did it on purpose. Now, I don't want to say like it was a gambling contention thing, like the Sandro Tonali, where he told people, I'm going to get a yellow card today. But I think he said, you know what? We've got Bournemouth next week. Let me miss Bournemouth. Let me play midweek against Borussia Dortmund, miss the Bournemouth game, and run it back the weekend after, because we'll beat Bournemouth regardless. I think that's genuinely what he thought, because there's no way this brother was not trying to get yellow cards today, man. I've not seen someone lose their head so quickly. He lost his head completely, man. It's Brazilians all over, bro. These Brazilians, man. It was Brazil on Brazil violence with Jorginho getting involved as well. Guess I'll just wait for the Sky to upload the highlights then to see for myself. Yeah, that makes the most sense. For the off the pitch, it's hard to see because the angle. If there's a gap, it doesn't matter because if part of the ball's hovering over the line in a plain direction, it's in play. Yeah, that's the geek answer for it. But let's be real. I think it was off. Personally, I think it was off the pitch. I know the geek answer is but you have to get a bird's eye view because the ball is curved and the curved side might be on the pitch. Yes, I appreciate that, but let's be real. There was a gap there, man. There was a big gap. I'm not saying that I just saw a smidgen of grass. I saw a chunk of grass there, man. For me, I think the ball was over the pitch. Over the pitch, man. I think it was clear. In my eyes, I think it was clear. I think if they ruled it out for off the pitch, I don't think anyone would complain. I don't think anyone would have complained, to be honest. Kala Yakala. Dimas, appreciate your stream. I think they're doing really well. I don't know what that means, but big up you, man. Of the possible reasons the goal could have been disallowed, the push in the back was the one I was worried about. Couldn't tell if the ball was out and couldn't tell if Gordon had the ball when headed. It's the opposite for me, Jeff. It's the absolute opposite for me. I think the goal was what's the thing? I think it was what's it called? I don't think it was a foul. I think it was offside. I think the ball was off play. I don't think it was a foul because I think Joe Linton just wanted it more than Gabriel. I just think he was stronger. And that's what I talk about when I'm saying that if that was Saliba there, Saliba would not have got little boy that Gabriel did. Saliba would not have got treated like that, man. Saliba is calm, he's tall, he's strong. Gabriel got benched there, man. He got taken to the cleaners. So I've got to be honest with you guys, man. I do think that, to be real, that it was a bit of a tough one, to be fair. I think you just got to take that one on the chin. I think it was offside personally. I think he did. I think the ball was going forward. And I do think that personally the ball was out of play. I think the foul was not a foul in my eyes. I Foster appreciate on stream. I think they're doing really well. Also robbed 100%, disgraceful, absolutely criminal, brother. I don't think we were robbed, but I do think it was the wrong decision. I think Rob's a bit far. I don't think it was clear as day. Or it was a bad decision, but I do think that Arsenal were hard done by. That's why it frustrates me because that genuinely was a difference today. The only reason Arsenal lost this match was because of that goal, that VAR decision. That was it. And there was no other deciding factor in this game. There was not any other difference between the two sides. It was like negligible difference. We cancelled each other out. It was just that one decision by VAR that cost us this victory. And it's just one of those things, man. You just got to take it on the chin. Because you can have the ball not touch the line, but the part of the ball not touching the ground is above the line, and in that case, the ball would be offside. Because you could have the ball not touch the line, but the part of the ball not touching the ground is above the line, and in that case, the ball. Yeah. I appreciate that, but in my eyes, I think there was a clear gap for it to be off the pitch. That's just my thought process on it. Ahmed, appreciate you joining the stream. I think they're doing really well. PGMOL is a massively incompetent organization. Joke thing, man. They're costing a lot of teams so many points. They're costing a lot of teams so many points. This whole system needs a revamp. Exactly, bro. And the only argument I can give is because they make so many decisions. They actually, when they cost the team, they cost the team they're facing the week after. So bad decisions get cancelled out by more bad decisions. Do you get what I mean? That's the only. That's literally the only shining light you can get to it. The fact that bad decisions get cancelled out by more bad decisions. Bro, it's a joke thing, man. I agree with you 100%. And I've made so many videos on PGMOL. I've made so many videos on them. I think Sky Sports, right? This annoys me. Sky Sports and TNT Sports need to stop being so PR. They need to stop being so fence-sitting, man. Say it as it is. They brought Mike Dean into the studio. Grill him, man. Grill the guy. Tell him, bro, this is not good enough. Again, we're talking about VAR. I guarantee after the game, what we're going to talk about is VAR. I've not watched Sky Sports' reaction, but I guarantee VAR will be front and center of what's occurred. Front center and correct, and rightly so, because they've not been at it whatsoever, man. Not been at it whatsoever. Again this season, another, like, let's be honest, arguable decision. I know Newcastle got very lucky last week against Wolves. I didn't watch the game, but apparently Wolves definitely got hard done by in a game against Newcastle, and it actually resulted in Anthony Taylor getting demoted to the Championship. So I'll be real, Newcastle got away with another one today, man. Another one today. There are 3 referees already this season that have been demoted to Championship based on bad calls. Of course, after a game or two, they are back to the Premier League. Wolves got screwed in all 3. Yeah, Wolves have been hard done by as well, man. It's just the referees are just crap, man. They're so bad. Genuinely, they're so bad. And look, I appreciate that it's hard to be a referee. Make no mistake about it. I appreciate it, man. It's a tough job in the world. There's so much pressure on you. But I'm not saying that you should scrap referees, but bring in better ones, man. Like, if in any other industry, in any other walk of life, if you're not doing your job, you get sacked. It's how it works. If I'm not doing my job, I'm going to get sacked. Do I complain about that? No, because that's the way of the world. It's the way cookie crumbles. You don't do your job, you get sacked. Why do referees get away with it? What they do is they get a 1-game suspension, go down to the Championship, slap on the wrist, back again next week. It's not good enough, man. I think start importing referees, man. Start getting the World Cup referees. The World Cup referees were the best ones, man. They took nothing. They took no crap whatsoever. Get the European referees involved. At the offside, I need to take another look at it. I think it was offside, man. After watching the highlights for the ball out of play, I don't get why they can't camera directly over the ball line, because from that angle you can't tell. Plus, I agree, bro. Definitely there should be a camera on the byline. 100% I agree with that. Because how many times do we see that? It was a similar decision. I believe it was it Manchester United against Brighton when Højlund scored and they ruled it as the ball was out of play. For me, I think this was the same thing. If anything, I think this was more of the ball out of play than when Man United played Brighton, to be honest with you guys. So I think we've got to take a long look at it, this one, man. A long look at this one. So I do think that, to be fair, it's a very contentious decision, very contentious. And that was the decider. I don't think it was. I think that was big. I think there was a gap in it, man. I think it was off, bro. I saw grass. I saw a lot of grass. It wasn't like I saw a smidgen of grass. I saw a big chunk of grass in between the ball and the line. So I think it was off, man. Personally, I think it was off. Also, you did talk about the ref in one European game, which was a Europa League, and guess who the ref was in that game? Anthony Taylor. What a surprise, man. What a surprise. I mean, byline, not ball line. There we go, bro. Love your analysis, bro. It's genius. I appreciate it, Ismail. I appreciate joining the stream. I think I'm doing really well. Anyone else that's enjoying it, make sure you do subscribe down below. My road to 5,000 subscribers. I review basically most Premier League matches and every single Arsenal match as well, because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'll be back in midweek for Tottenham versus Chelsea in the Premier League. Cannot wait for that one. Hopefully Chelsea beat Tottenham. Then I'll also be back for Newcastle and Dortmund in the Champions League on Tuesday, and Arsenal versus Sevilla on Wednesday in the Champions League. So do not miss it. Be there or be square, as they say. Subscribe down below. Hit the bell notification button so you do not miss any streams on this channel, man. Any streams. Malia, I appreciate your stream. I think I'm doing really well. Get the likes up. Agree, get the likes up as well. I'm fuming. Proper annoying. 3 points. They need to reform the referee. Malia, I agree with you 100%, man. 100% I agree with you, because I agree. The reason I'm fuming so much, I'm actually more disappointed after this game than I'm against West Ham. Against West Ham in midweek, I was pissed off. But I was pissed off with the team because the team played really badly. Today, I'm not annoyed with the team. The team played well. The team actually played decent. Apart from individual errors from Ben White and Raya and Kai Havertz getting the crowd up with a bad challenge, the team actually played really well. I'm distraught with the decision-making, man, from VAR. Cost us, bro. Cost us this game, man. I don't think we got robbed, but I think it was just hard done by. Very hard done by. We dominate games so much. We've seen it so many times, and we're aggressive in transition, especially that back four of White, Gabriel Saliba, and Tomiyasu. Just need that final piece, man. A proper number 9. Ahmed, you make a fantastic point, my friend. Fantastic point. Because I agree with you. I think White, Gabriel Saliba, and Tomiyasu is a good back four. I much prefer it to Zinchenko in there. Much prefer it. But I think Gary Neville made the same point as you. We need a striker, man. We need a bagsman. Because let's be real with you guys right now, yeah? Are you really gonna win the league? Are you really gonna win the league with Eddie Nketiah up front? I don't want to be harsh, but let's be real. I know he's got a hat-trick last weekend, but are we going to win the league with Eddie Nketiah up front? Because I don't think so. I genuinely do not think so. Because I look at our strikers and I think, what does Eddie Nketiah do today? I questioned him because I said, yes, Nketiah scored a brilliant hat-trick against Sheffield United, but that's Sheffield United, man. You should do that, especially at home. I question Eddie Nketiah's performances away from home. I'll be real, I forgot he was playing today. He was absolutely non-existent today, Eddie Nketiah. He offered us nothing up front. You look at other teams like Haaland, Ivan Toney. If we had one of those strikers, a Harry Kane, a unit up front that would have provided us more presence, we might have got something more going forward. Because like you say, Ahmed, we were in control of this game. We had control of the match. We were better in transition. We just needed a final piece up front to really get us the goals. And I thought we lacked that, man. I thought we really lacked that. And how to regulate the game. Lord, did Chelsea better win on Monday? I hope so. I don't think so. I think Tottenham will win that game, but you never know, man. You never know. PGMOL was corrupt. Another stinker performance, man. Another stinker. Howard Webb needs to resign. Yeah, Howard Webb, bro. This man took the job and it got worse. I thought the only way was up for them. I thought after last season, the only way for VAR was up. I didn't think it could get any worse. But lo and behold, it got worse. Needs to resign. I agree. Bayeringiro. Fabrice, appreciate your stream. I think I'm doing really well. Which kind of ref is a symbol of corruption in the Premier League? Lee Y. Which level of Lee Mason? VAR is blind. No VAR in English PR. Well, who was the ref today, man? Was it Graham Scott? Who was this referee, bro? Newcastle Arsenal referee. I think it was Graham Scott, bro. The guy's ass, bro. He's so bad, man. They're all bad. Make no mistake about it. They're all bad. But he's not good, this referee, man. Not good one bit. I think it was Graham Scott. I couldn't tell you who it was, but I think it was Graham Scott, man. Either way, let's be real about it. the VAR is more at fault because the referee does what the referee does, man. He's given the goal. The liner's given the goal. It's more VAR. Andy Madley in the VAR room. What are you doing, bro? Were you smoking up? Were you at the toilet? What was the reason for that? His tenure has been marred by controversy, bro, big time, man. He's incompetent, I agree. Agenda PGML, 3 points dropped, trash referees, incompetent. Yes, I agree. And look, I've made enough videos about PGMOL, man. I'll make another video tonight, obviously, about it. But yeah, I've made enough videos about this organization and how bad they are, man. Victor, appreciate you joining the stream. My friend, I'm doing really well. My G, appreciate you joining, man. Hope you're enjoying it. You can see Greenwood in the bottom of the ball is entirely of the line. That doesn't mean the side of the ball is completely over the line. I hear that. I do hear that, to be fair. But I will say this. I do think that, for me, it looked over. It looked very over, man. Very over. But that's just my thoughts on it, man. That's just my thoughts on it. I think that if you look at it on balance of play, you could say, oh, it's contentious. But I thought it was over the line. I'll be real. I thought it was over. I thought the offside was offside as well, though. Our performance was great. We pressed them. Yeah, I thought we played well. It was a referee that influenced the result. Yeah, it was a ref, man. It was more VAR. I think the teams were evenly split. I think it was a very even game. It was just one of those where it just swung one way rather than the other. Havertz is genuinely one of the worst signings we've ever made. Cannon for the appreciation of stream. I think they're doing really well. Look, I agree with you. I do agree with you. I think Havertz is not been worth the money for 65 million. And at the time, I said we should have signed Havertz. Not Havertz. We should have signed James Maddison. I remember saying that at the time. We should have signed Kudus, Maddison. So many players. Even a striker we could have got instead of Havertz. So many players we should have signed instead. I don't think you played bad today, though, Havertz. Look, I'm one of the biggest, not Havertz haters, but I'm one of the biggest critics of Havertz. But I don't think he was that bad today. I don't think he was that bad, to be honest with you guys. I thought Havertz, look, maybe it's because he set the bar so low after his bad performances that even if he presses a little bit and gets stuck in and runs around, suddenly it's a good game for Havertz. But I do think he was getting involved. He won a lot of his duels. So, yeah, I don't think he needs to do more going forward. Make no mistake about it. I think he definitely needs to get more involved. But I do think, yeah, that we definitely need to question our signings because Havertz for 65 million, that has to work now because that's a waste of money in my eyes, a big waste of money. 4 assists and 1 goal for Doku. Yeah, fantastic stuff, man. Team of the week for sure. I'd rather win trophies to be boring and play free football and not be good enough, mate. Fair play, man. I agree with you, Cannon Fodder. I can't dispute that one bit. Yeah, Doku had a goal and 4 assists. Looks like Grealish is going to get as much rest as Ramsdale. Defo, man. And rightly so, because I think Doku's a better player than Grealish. Just my thoughts on it. I think he's more direct. I like watching direct wingers. Newcastle didn't have the chance, but Arsenal only worried me once. When Martinelli in the second half cuts in the middle and had a clear shot, but right at Pope. Yeah, I think that was the first half, though. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think that was a good chance for Martinelli. But other than that, I agree. I don't think we peppered your goal. I thought we had the better chances, but I don't think we had enough clear-cut chances where you can say, how do we not score? I just think we had a lot of half chances, Arsenal, if I really analyse the game. Jay Pablo, appreciate you joining the stream, my friend from Twitch. Got a Celtics jersey on as well. If you watch, think Premier League refs are bad, come and watch La Liga. Look, I'm sure refs are bad in a lot of games, man. A lot of games across multiple leagues. Sports podcast, facts. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I've said this for so long. I want to see the day the referees get mic'd up and explains everything because if the ref says the ball was just in and it was passed backwards, we can understand it all. I agree, man. I agree because it's all right at home because I can hear Sky Sports obviously get a direct audio to Stockley Park so they can understand what's going on. So they obviously relay that information to us. So I know that the goal was given because according to Stockley Park, there wasn't conclusive evidence to overturn the goal. That's their buzzword, conclusive evidence. Like, who even knows what conclusive evidence is, bro? Like, as if it's going to get any more grey area than that. Conclusive evidence. One man conclusive evidence will be different to another man. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah, at least I understand that. But if you're in the stadium, you've got no clue. I feel, bro, if you were in St. James's Park right now, you would have heard this. Goal. VAR check for ball out of play. VAR check for offside. VAR check for foul. They would have VAR check like 3 times. They would not have understood what's going on. So Nong, appreciate your stream. I think I'm doing really well. Very well. Well, hopefully you're enjoying the stream regardless. John Rowland, appreciate you joining the stream, my friend. Clear and obvious. Is that in relation to the goal in terms of how you believe it should go? I agree with you, man. I think it was a clear and obvious. VAR have given this buzzword clear and obvious error or clear and obvious decision. It's joke, man. What's clear and obvious nowadays? I don't get what clear and obvious is. Like, you're trying to remove subjectivity by adding subjectivity. That doesn't work. You can't remove subjectivity by adding more subjectivity. Clear and obvious is subjective. What's clear and obvious to one person is not clear and obvious to another. Just like I said, I think the ball out of bounds was clear and obvious. I think that was clearly out of bounds. I saw enough of the grass to think, yeah, there's no way that ball was on. It's not like I saw a smidgen, a sliver of grass. I saw a chunk of grass in between the ball and the white line where I thought, yeah, that's definitely off the pitch. But for other people, they're saying, oh, I thought it was a bit dodgy. It could be on, it could be off. I'm not too sure. So what is clear and obvious? No one knows, man. When Bruno did get his yellow, the announcer was saying, oh, this is trouble here. I think the announcer thought it was his second because he should have had 3 or 4. Yeah, definitely, bro. I don't know how he waited till the 90th minute to get a yellow card, to be honest. But I think he did it on purpose because he wants to obviously miss that game against Bournemouth, so he resets his yellow card count. Just my personal opinion on it. Godfrey, appreciate you joining the stream. I think I'm doing really well. Guys, as a football fan, I just feel like giving up on enjoying my favorite game. How's that goal of Newcastle counted when the ball is off the line? I agree, man. I agree with you. I don't think it was a robbery, but I do think it was very questionable. Very, very questionable, man. Spoken about it throughout the stream. Clear upgrades needed up front. It's almost like there's depth on paper, but realistically crap. I agree. We need a striker, bro. January, we need a striker because we're not going to win the league with Nketiah up front. I'm sorry, man. I don't care if you're the biggest Nketiah fan. You will not win the Premier League with Eddie Nketiah up front. Let's be real about it. You probably won't win the league with Gabriel Jesus up front, if I'm honest about it as well. Let's be in the cold, harsh truth about it, right, guys? Yeah? In the cold, harsh day, cold, harsh night, whatever the saying is, Man City won the Premier League with Gabriel Jesus, but they couldn't quite go over the edge and win the Champions League. They sold Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal and brought in Erling Haaland. Not only did they win the Premier League again, they went on to win the Champions League and FA Cup in the same season. Complete the treble. What does that tell you? That tells you that Man City understood that Gabriel Jesus is good, but he's not electric. He's good, but it's not quite Carling, as the advert goes, right? That was the difference. They needed that real difference maker. Now, Arsenal need a difference maker. For me, it's Ivan Toney. That's what I need to see Arsenal sign. They're saying they want 100 million. I'm saying, look, obviously don't spend 100 million because that's a bit far-fetched, especially given that he's been out of the game for 6, 7, 8 months. But get Ivan Toney, bro. I want him over Osimhen. I think Osimhen's a bit dodgy because Osimhen's a brilliant striker, but we've seen players come from Napoli before and stink it up. For example, Koulibaly. Koulibaly was one of the best centre-backs. Signed him from Napoli, and he went missing at Chelsea. Really bad performance. So, yeah, me personally, I would go for Ivan Toney because he's Premier League proven. He's a unit up front. He will get you goals. He'll play with passion. He will link up the play. I want to go for him. He's also got a green link with David Raya. So I'll pick up Ivan Toney personally. But we need a striker. That's clear and obvious, man. If you want to win the Premier League title, sign a striker in January, man. Show your ambition. Make a statement signing. Make a signing that ripples through the Premier League. And everyone goes, ooh, what signing Arsenal made. That's what I want to see us bring in. Random video goes, you need a shower, dude. Yeah, I probably do, you know. I probably do, to be fair. All the adrenaline, man. All the adrenaline coursing through my veins. It was Stuart Atwell. That's the one. Send him to the Championship for 1 season. I'll be real, yeah. Stuart Atwell's already my bad books. He had a stinker. I will never forget this performance from him. Arsenal versus Man City 2 years ago. Arsenal lost 2-1 in the last minute to Rodri, and it was one of the best games Arsenal played. And he made some of the most criminal decisions I've seen in my life. Shout out if you remember this game, man. Arsenal versus Man City at the Emirates when we lost 2-1. Gabriel Magalhaes got sent off, and we were by far the better team. He sent off Gabriel Magalhaes. He overruled our penalty when it was definitely a penalty. He then overruled a City penalty that was softer than the Arsenal penalty. He overruled and gave City a penalty. And then when Martinelli went to score, he ran in front of the football and closed off Martinelli. I couldn't believe it, man. This ref was actually gunning against us. I couldn't believe it. Today's ref was Stuart Atwell. Yeah, it was that bad. Genuinely, it was, man. Genuinely, it was. He needs to get binned off. But all of them do, man. Every single one of them needs to get binned off down to the Championship in my eyes. But yeah, guys, I really do appreciate everyone that's tuned in. I'm going to start to round off this stream now because it's quite late. I've been streaming for over an hour. But I do appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Stay tuned. I'll be dropping some clips from my live stream, as I always do, as videos later today. So subscribe to the bell notifications so you do not miss it. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I'm going out later tomorrow night. But I will be back for Tottenham versus Chelsea on Monday in the Premier League. And of course, the 2 Champions League games I will be streaming is Dortmund versus Newcastle on Tuesday and Arsenal versus Sevilla on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. If you want content in the meantime, feel free to subscribe to me on my personal channel. I'll be dropping videos on there over the weekend. I've got a video coming out hopefully on Sunday, if not Monday. So feel free to subscribe there. Check out my podcast as well that I do with my friends. We drop football-related content, the Press Resistant podcast. Of course, subscribe down below. As always, if you haven't already, drop a like down below as well. And if you're just tuned in right now, I want to hear all about my thoughts on Newcastle 1, Arsenal 0. Scroll right back to the start of the stream so you can hear all about my thoughts on, let's be real, a dodgy VAR decision, man. Dodgy, contentious, controversial, criminal, all the C words in the world for it. You know what I mean? VAR decision going on. But yeah, Arsenal lost the game. I'm not too disheartened with the performance. I actually think we played well. This is one of the few games where we've lost and I've not criticized the team. I've not criticized the team today. Obviously, I can criticize Raya and Ben White for their individual errors and not closing down the man and not clearing the cross. But other than that, I'm not criticizing much of the team today. I just think that we were hard done by and we just couldn't quite put the ball in the back of net. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that's tuned in today. Hope to catch you all in my next one. Up on Football. Take care and goodbye.